Hello everyone, this is Botchammer33 coming at you with another monthly montages video. Sorry I didn't upload yesterday. I was too busy flying. Yesterday I was flying in Flight Simulator X lately I've been doing like full flights. But this one was on transatlantic, it was a long haul. I was flying it from Tokyo to Frankfurt and I made no stops. I didn't like cut it, so I moved the aircraft to the airport. I flew the whole thing. Of course, I sped it up, but I flew the whole thing, so I didn't really have much time to do this video. So right now, I have a bunch of time on my hands. So question for you guys: if you want me to do flight simulator videos, flight simulator X instead of X-Plane 10, like put these videos that I make on the internet. For example, I could have recorded the Tokyo to Frankfurt video, but I don't have good enough recording software. So if you do want me to do flight simulator X videos, say in the comment section below. Comment section below, and also tell me what recording software do you want me should I use? Because the one I'm using right now to record, I'm using on a Mac, and it's Mac software. I don't know if they made one for Windows, but if they did, I'll probably get it and you'll record with that. So let me know if you want me to make FSX videos. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about May 2016 in the aviation world. Now, for this month, I tried to be more open-minded about things. I included new routes that were announced, not new routes that took place. I also broadened my eyes. I forgot to put in the Egyptair 804 thing, 804 crash, but you all should know about that, so I don't need to announce it. First off, we have First Air Algerie 737-700, delivered on May 1st. This picture was taken in Portland. I'm doing a test flight. They always fly their Boeings to Portland. Most of them anyway, for a test flight. May 2nd, we got French Blue, which is a subsidiary of a French airline. I don't know which one. This is a regional airline. Right now it's operating regional, but there's plans to go international, like to the Caribbean. So, yeah, also on May 2nd, the first TransNusa ATR-72 is released. TransNusa is a Indonesian airline. That's a cool plane. I really like the livery design. It's very unique. On May 2nd, we got the first LATAM Airbus A320. Very good looking plane. I really like the LATAM livery and the LATAM idea that LAN and TAM decided to do. So I know that I'm wondering if they're like going to get rid of both fleets of LAN and TAM and replace it all with LATAM planes, but if they do, that'd be kind of sad, because at least do what American did, like keep a few planes for like retro. Speaking of retro, we have another retro American Airlines plane that was released that we'll get to later. But this is on May 2nd, by the way. A lot of things happened May 2nd. First, Icelandair 767. This picture was taken at New York, which is where they're operating the 767 right now. They have plans though to open excuse me. They have plans though to expand their operations with the 767, which is neat. Also, on May 3rd, we have the first LATAM 787-9. Excuse me, God. First LATAM 787-9. People have been waiting a long time for this one, and it's finally come out. I know they've been operating to Auckland, New Zealand with this guy instead of the LAN A3 737-787-9, which is cool. If you're from Auckland. On May 3rd, LATAM released its Olympics livery. I knew this was coming because, as you can see right there, they're holding up the Brazil flag out the roof at the cockpit. As soon as I heard that the Olympics was going to take place in Rio de Janeiro, I knew that all the Brazilian airlines were going to pounce on new liveries for it, because the Brazilians get very, very imperialist when it comes to their Olympic Games. So we'll see what happens. There's a possibility that it might get canceled though due to the Zika virus, but we'll see. There's just a little fun fact for you. On May 4th, China Airlines was notorious for its house colors 747 livery. Now, better yet, they came out with the 333 house colors livery. I think this is an awesome livery. It was a great idea too. I hope they're replacing 747s with these guys. I really like the 777s better. I flew the 777 when I was flying from Tokyo to Frankfurt in the simulator. It's an amazing plane. I hope they replace the 747 with this one. On May 5th, the Boeing 747 Supertanker was released. This is basically like a firefighting jet that can release water or foam or whatever you would prefer from its cargo hold. I believe this plane was a modified 747-400, but anyway, it's a new type of plane, and it's going to be operating for a very little amount of airlines. On May 5th, the first LATAM A319 came out. Expect a lot of LATAM. I believe this is the last LATAM thing that happened this month, but there's a cool picture of the A319. On May 6th, Emirates released another SV or football livery. This time it's Hamburger. I'm not kidding you. Hamburger SV livery on the 333, which is cool. I like that name, Hamburger. On May 7th, Alaska Airlines released its first Embraer 175 in the new colors. I really like this. It's amazing. I'm glad they're replacing their CRJ 700s because those planes can get pretty cramped at times. I was lucky when I flew my CRJ 700 that I was flying with no one next to me. When I flew from Portland to Seattle in the CRJ 700 on Delta, I was lucky that I had no one next to me. When I flew the CRJ 200 on my flight from Augusta to Atlanta, it was so cramped it wasn't even funny. It was so weird having to touch a stranger's elbow. It should be weird. No one should be sitting. Anyway, moving on. I'm not going to get into a socioeconomic debate. On May 7th, the last Boeing 747-200 flight happened, and of course it was operated by Iran Air, the classic old airplane operator. Moving on May 10th, we got the first J Air Embraer 190. This is cool. J Air is basically another Japan Airlines subsidiary. I learned that they had quite a few. They had Japan Trans Airlines, Transocean Air, they had J Air, and they had Japan Commuter Air, which is something I never knew about until yesterday. On May 10th, Taftan Air was reestablished. Taftan Air, I believe, went bankrupt or ceased to exist quite a while ago. Now they're back in business. So, yep, good for you, Iran. You have another airline that no one will really care about for a while. In case you can't tell, I don't really like Iran. That's my opinion. On May 11th, Cathay Pacific released their first A330 in the new livery. This is cool. You can still see the old livery on the nose just a little bit. There we go. That's cool. But I really like the new livery a lot. On May 12th, the long-awaited Air Serbia A330-200 was released. They'll fly these guys to New York. I know that 100% sure from Belgrade in Serbia. So that's kind of cool. I can't wait to see him in New York. And here we go, that plane that I was talking about. On May 12th, American Eagle announced its Piedmont retro livery on the Q100, which looks amazing. I really like this. Thumbs up, American. You did good. On May 13th, ANA released its Tohoku Flower livery. This is a cool livery. I always liked ANA and JAL liveries. They're always bustling with life. The special ones, like Pokemon, for example, this one is also bustling with life as well. With all the flowers. On May 13th, FlyKiss was announced, a new airline, which is a French airline, tiny French airline that flies within France. Next up, we have the Las Vegas Sands A340-500. Now, Las Vegas Sands is a private jet company. They operated the 747 SP. Like, if this livery looks familiar, it's because this was on a 747 SP that flies within, like, America, especially in the Pacific region. Now they have their first A340-500, which is neat. They can fly more people now. This picture was taken in Madrid, by the way. I guess it was leased from Iberia. On May 14th, Turkish Airlines released their national soccer team livery. I have no idea what soccer team it is. It didn't say on the website that I got it from, so I just called it the national soccer team livery. So that's a cool livery, another Turkish Airlines soccer color. On May 11th, first Vim Airlines 222. Vim Airlines is Russian. It's cool looking livery, I guess. I can't really make out what this is. If it's like a fish with like a bunch of spiny scales, or it's just like a bird flapping its wings. I can't tell, but it's cool. It's a cool plane. On May 15th, in case you haven't noticed, on last month when the earthquake in Ecuador took place, the DC-10 went back in business. But that was only for a little bit. In case you haven't known, the DC-8 has been like done. No one flies it anymore. Until on May 15th, when Samaritan's Purse got their first DC-8. Samaritan's Purse is a international relief organization airline, which used to own only DC-3s, but now they own DC-8s, which puts the DC-8 back in business. Hooray! On May 16th, Jeju Air released its Joong livery. I guess Joong is a I don't know what I couldn't even guess from this livery right here. I'm guessing it's like a school, or it's either a school, an actor, or something like that. But yeah. On May 16th, Bravo Airways was announced, which is a Ukrainian airline. They will operate within Europe and especially Ukraine. This picture was taken at Palma de Mallorca in Spain on the Balearic Islands. At least I think they're called Balearic Islands. On May 17th, first Small Planet Airlines A321 was released. This is a cool looking plane. They're finally expanding from the 737, which is awesome. Small Planet Airlines is Polish by the looks of the tail back here, and it's awesome. I would like it if they put like the Earth or something back here and on the tail. That would be awesome because I could just got this blank space with stars. So it'd be cool if they added the Earth. On May 18th, first Bulgarian Air Charter A320 was announced. Bulgarian Air Charter, I believe, operated MD-82s before they went on to the A320s on May 18th, but that's just my knowledge of Flight Simulator X. The airplanes that they had were all MD-82s, so you could probably guess that this airline operates in Bulgaria and other holiday vacation and holiday areas within the Mediterranean. On May 20th, this is big news for like most people. First Air China 77-9 touched down in Beijing. I can't believe this was hidden from me for a while. I never saw a picture of a China Airline 77-9 until it landed in Beijing. It's kind of cool because they've got the flying bird on the winglet thing, because it's not exactly a winglet, it's more like a wingtip, but that's kind of cool. It's the first airline that I saw put their logo on a winglet of a 787, even though it's not really existent, the winglet. On May 20th, also, AirAsia released its Big Duty Free livery. I guess this was a BigDutyFree.com promotion, another promoting thing that AirAsia has done. So, moving on. On May 20th, Fly Jordan was announced. Now, there's a story behind this. When I went to Beirut and we took a stop over in Amman, if you are like frequent visitors of my FlightAware page, you know that I have quite a few pictures. In fact, I'll put the link in the description below. You'll know that I have quite a few pictures on there. One of them was of a Fly Jordan 737-500. I believe this is 400 actually. It was stationary. And now I know that they weren't even an airline yet, so now they are, I guess. This picture was taken in, I can't remember. I believe it was Tehran, but yeah, I'll put the link in the description. I take pictures on my travels, and I post all the pictures to my FlightAware page. I'll leave a link in the description once more. On May 23rd, Nile Air, which is obviously Egyptian, announced that they got their first A321. Which is cool. I like their livery a lot. It's different from most others. I mean, you have the sun rising with the ocean in the back. I'm guessing this is the Nile River, but that's just a speculation. On May 23rd, you might be confused, but a bill could be passed. It was announced in the Congress. Excuse me, God, that Norwegian Air Shuttle could be banned from flying to the U.S. Apparently, there was some bogus claims by a bunch of senators that said, oh, Norwegian Air Shuttle is dangerous, and we must keep it out of the United States in order to protect our passengers. If you're going to do that, why don't you ban China Airlines? Because they have lost over 700 passengers. That's true on their flights. So, yeah, why don't you think about that, America? Anyway, on May 25th, the first Tibet Air A330-200 was released. I like this picture not only for the new plane, but for all the A320neos that are going to be released. These are all A320neos. They don't have the engines yet. So you can see the Spirit, Volaris. I'm guessing this is Viva Aero Bus or Viva Colombia. Then you have a bunch of Indigos. Anyway, so back to the big deal. So it's cool that they will fly Tibet Airlines A330. Um, it they can fly more passengers now. On May 26th, for some odd reason, the Sukhoi Superjet got its next customer. It's Cityjet, the French version, operated by Air France, bought its first Sukhoi Superjet, which is weird because I never expected that they would buy Sukhoi Superjet. Like, I knew that Russian airlines were going to buy it, but not a European Union airline. Anyway, moving on May 28th, okay, I lied. This is the last LATAM update. LATAM Airlines got its first A321. This wasn't repainted, it was actually built and is being shipped as we speak. It should be there by now. From Hamburg. This picture was taken in Gran Canaria for its delivery flight. So, okay, so this is the new routes page. This is new routes that were announced, not new routes that were commenced. So ANA announced that it would be going to Mexico City. British Airways said it would be going to Doha in Qatar and Muscat in Oman. Excitement Airlines announced to Seattle. Norwegian Air Shuttle, if they don't get banned, announced that they would fly to Oakland for some strange reason, even though it's like half a river away from San Francisco. Qatar delays Auckland until 2017. Fly Dubai will move to DWC, which is the other airport in Dubai, rather than the big one that belongs to Emirates. WoW Air announced Toronto. Delta announced that they would fly, either they announced or began flights from Raleigh in North Carolina to Charles de Gaulle. American is going to resume Delhi flights. Air India is going to fly from Ahmedabad to London, and then from London to Newark. Lufthansa to restart Munich to Denver. Delta to restart Salt Lake City to Miami. British Airways to do London Heathrow to Santiago. Alaska Airlines added Sacramento to San Diego and San Jose to Burbank. United Airlines is going to end New Orleans to Los Angeles. Norwegian Airlines is going to begin, if they don't get banned, London Gatwick to Las Vegas, and United Airlines is going to end Houston to Lagos in Nigeria, because I was surprised they did that route, but they do, and they're going to end it soon. And Lufthansa is going to end their flights to Caracas in Venezuela, and Virgin Atlantic just recently, like a few days ago, announced that they would be flying to Seattle. So that, my friends, is May in 20 minutes. I hope you've all enjoyed this video. Rate, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Have a good one.